Hi, my name is Casey Martin, and I'd like to talk to you today about a product from Omega Custom Tackle called the Revelation Swim Jig. This jig is available in two sizes, one being a 1/4 ounce and a heavier 3/8 ounce version, and comes in 5 proven fish catching colors. When choosing a color, I will let water clarity and bait fish determine what color I'm going to throw. If I'm fishing real clear water, I'm going to throw something like this thread fin shad color. It actually camouflages well in that clear water. If I'm fishing a little bit slightly stained water, I'm actually going to throw this big money color from Omega, and as you can see, it's got a little bit of chartreuse mixed into it, and that allows the fish to pick up the bait a little bit better. Now if I'm fishing semi-stained to very stained to even muddy water, I'm actually going to throw a black and blue jig. And the reason for that being that black and blue jig shows up real well in that murky water. It casts a big shadow, and the fish can find it easily in that dirty water. Now there's a certain time of year where I'll fish a specific technique, and that is during the post spawn. During that time of year, I'll be throwing either a bluegill color or a praying mantis color from Omega Custom Tackle. And the reason for that being that time of year, the bass just stopped spawning. They're still in the shallows, and there's a bunch of bluegill that just started spawning. So the bass are looking for an easy meal, and an easy meal to them would either be a bluegill or some type of brim in shallow, and around those docks, around that 2 to 3 foot of water where the bass normally spawn. A couple features I really like about this Omega Revelation swim jig, and what separates it from other swim jigs on the market, are the head design and the hook in particular. First off, let's talk about the head design. If you look at the line tie, it's actually in line with the hook itself, and that allows you to pull through cover real easy, pull through grass, pull through wood without getting fouled up. Another feature is also the head design itself. If you look at the head itself there, it's designed like the keel of your bass boat. So when you lift up on the rod, it'll actually pull this bait through the cover, over the wood, over the rock, and keep you from getting hung up. Another feature that's real good about this is the light wire brush guard and the light wire mustad hook. A lot of times you're making long casts with this bait in open water, and you need to be able to get a quick, good hook set, and that light wire hook and light wire brush guard allows you to land more fish come tournament time. The type of setup I like to use when fishing this rig depends on where I'm going to be fishing. If I'm fishing around boat docks or heavy cover, I'll actually like to throw a 610 medium heavy rod. It allows you to get that bait into small areas where other fishermen aren't going to be. The particular setup I like to use is a Team Daiwa Zillion rod. It's a 610 medium heavy paired with a Team Daiwa Zillion reel. The reel itself is a 7-to-1 gear ratio, takes up a lot of line real fast and get real good hook sets. Now if I'm fishing open water with this swim jig, I like to make long casts. So I'll actually upgrade my rod to a Team Daiwa Zillion 7-foot medium heavy rod. It allows you to make longer casts, it allows you to get better hook sets in that open water, and it allows you to get those fish in. The areas I like to fish this jig are any of the same type of areas that you would throw a spinnerbait or a crankbait. Essentially this is almost like a power finesse technique. You can cover a lot of water, but you'll still get a lot of bites because it's still a finesse technique. A couple areas or times a year that this jig swimming technique will excel is during the shad spawn. A lot of times when the shad are spawning, they're spawning around rocks, boat docks, and in grass. A lot of times you can catch those fish during the shad spawn on a spinnerbait during the week when there's not much pressure on the lake. But then come the weekend, everybody's throwing spinnerbaits. The fish have seen spinnerbaits. A lot of times it's good to throw this threadfin shad where you normally throw that spinnerbait during the shad spawn, and you can catch a lot of fish. There's a lot of guys are going to pass by because they're still throwing a spinnerbait, and the fish have been accustomed to seeing a spinnerbait. Another good time of year to fish this shad colored swim jig is in the fall. The fish are moving into the backs of the creeks. So a good place to start is go run into the back of a major creek on one of your home lakes, start throwing this swim jig around any type of cover you can find back there. Some good cover at the backs of the creeks this time of year are boat docks. You can just swim this jig, pitch it up into the boat stalls, swim it back along the edge of those foam docks, and a lot of suspended fish will come up and eat this because that's what they are feeding on that time of year. Another good feature about this jig is it skips very well. If you look at the head here, it's actually got a little bit of a flat head, and it allows that bait to skip like a stone across the water. Another key feature about this jig, it's very well balanced. The design of the bait allows it to track very well in the water. When you're fishing a swim jig, you want the jig to be going straight through the water the whole time. A lot of swim jigs you can fish real fast and they work well, or you can fish them real slow and they work well, but not many swim jigs can you fish fast or slow that work under both of those types of conditions. When I'm fishing this jig, I like to start off in the morning shallow. A lot of times the fish will be on the top of the ridge in the morning, feeding actively on shad, mostly on bluegill sometimes, depending on the time of the year. But I'll start off shallow, and if I can't find those fish shallow, then I'll make my way deeper to, a mid-depth, and then even, 7 to 8 feet if the grass is down there. Fishing on a lake like this, like Guntersville though, one of the key things you look for is you can cover a lot of water, but like a lot of the fish are just in a group. They school up. So once you find that exact cache, you usually find where they are and you can catch a bunch of fish and go back there day after day and catch them. A couple of retrieves I like. Normally I'll start off with a basic straight retrieve, kind of pump my rod a little bit, give it a little bit of action. When it hits that grass, you kind of want to rip it out of that grass a little bit. That's usually when the fish will hit. And when the fish hits it hits it hard. Another retrieve I like is if you're fishing like near the matted grass, you get the bait up a little bit and get it up in the water, almost like a top water, just burning it just below the surface. Most of the time when they hit here, you'll actually see them come up and eat the bait, which is kind of cool. The area we're fishing here, it's a real good area. There's a little bit of a drain that runs between these two islands, and the wind's blowing on it right now. Anytime you can find that wind, it'll make this bite a little bit better. Camouflages that jig a little better. The fish are a little bit more active. So if you can find like a wind-blown point with some mixed milfoil or hydrilla, that's something good to look for on a TVA lake like Guntersville or Pickwick, or anywhere there's grass around the country for that matter. Another technique that works here is actually just burning this bait right below the surface, just above the grass, when the grass is almost topped out. It's a real good technique. It's good when the fish are real active and they're sitting in this grass. They'll actually come up and eat that bait and they'll engulf it. I mean, they'll pretty much pull the rod right out of your hands when they eat it this way. It's a fun technique, and it's some powerful strikes. When fishing lakes that have a bunch of docks, especially any type of docks that have foam where the shad will gather around the foam docks, a good technique is to pump this jig along the edge of those docks where the fish suspend below it, and when you get to the end of the dock, just kind of kill the bait and let it fall. If there's a lake like Lake of the Ozarks or Table Rock that has big spotted bass, in the fall time of the year, I know that's a real good pattern with this jig on those type of Ozark impoundments. There's a fish. Don't think I got a good hook in him, but he was way out there at the end of that cast. That's where the 7-foot rod comes into play there. Not a bad Guntersville fish. Play. All right, let's. Not bad. Got him right in the top of the mouth there. That's a better one. Yeah, this grass line here was loaded up. I just saw a bunch of shad coming up here. He hit it right close to the boat too. Another good fish. Yeah, it seems to be picking up since that wind picked up here. They seem to be biting pretty good. Let's see if I lift this guy. A little bit better than the last one there. Probably 2.5, 2 3/4 pound fish. Yeah, these are fish that just came off the bed. You can tell he's healthy. He'll be out at the river channel here in a few weeks, but right now they're just sitting in here in this little flat. There's a little cut that comes in here, and they're just sitting in there feeding on bait fish. I actually just saw a few bait fish just come up, and I think these fish were chasing them, so see if we can't get another one in there. Okay, today we're fishing boat docks on Lake Guntersville, but this pattern will work all over the country. It depends on the time of year what docks they're using. In the spring, they're going to use the docks in the shallow spawning coves. In the summer, they're probably going to use the docks more in the main lake. And from day to day, it'll also vary. Sometimes they'll go from the outside of the docks to the behind the walkways. Normally I found this time of year in May and June, they're going to use that last post of the dock. If you look over here over my right shoulder, you can see this last post on this boathouse is usually the best area to fish when it starts getting warm. Oh, there he is, right off that post too. Oh. Got him good. Got him good. I can probably flip him. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, you see that fish there was right on that last post there, like we were talking about earlier. Another solid fish. Solid keeper, nothing real big right now, but that's a good solid keeper. You can tell he's feeding up. He's probably feeding on these bluegill beds. If you look over, I don't know if you can zoom in over there, but there's a couple bluegill beds, and he's probably protecting some fry off this dock from those bluegill that are sitting right there. Yeah, if you take a look at this jig, you can see it imitates a bluegill real well. It's got a little bit of orange in it, some green gourd. Throwing a green pumpkin trailer on it with a little blue. So when you're throwing that around these docks, those fish are feeding on bluegill. I just noticed those bluegill beds here shallow. I thought, you know, it'd be time to change over to a bluegill colored jig, and it seems like the change has worked. Oh, it's a decent fish. Oh yeah. Ah, that's a little better one there. You can see it's either been feeding up on brim or shad or something. It's got some good sized belly to her. Oh, there's one that blew up on it. Oh, good fish. Oh man, he's got me in the grass. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh, he's seesawing now. Oh. Get him. Oh, that's a good fish there. Oh yeah, how do you like that? Bluegill color swim jig over this grass. If you look over there, you'll see that milfoil. I was reeling it right along this edge over my shoulder. Oh, that's a good fish there. That's a real good one. The swim jig strikes again. As you can see, it's not only a numbers bait, but it also catch big bass like this one as well. The Revelation swim jig is a bait I've come to have a lot of confidence in over the past couple years. I like to fish this all throughout the country, and it works just about anywhere a bass lives. You can catch them around docks, around seawalls, you can catch them around rocks, laydowns, grass, just about any type of cover. This is a very versatile lure. This actual bait and this technique is actually being used on quite a few of the pro tours right now. A lot of guys are using it, but not a lot of guys are talking about it. A swim jig, it catches a bunch of fish and catches big fish. So next time you're on your body of water, whether you're fishing in a large lake, a small pond, give the Revelation swim jig a try.